Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I've returned from Italy, but I have one thing I've got to talk about. Well, not even one, multiple things. As I was away, I couldn't help but notice that Arlecchino has been, her kit is available. I was dying to find out more information, and her animations are incredible. Holy shit, they put so much budget into her. But you know what? It's my job to explain how she works to you so you can understand whether or not you should skip or summon for her. As of right now, this is in the beta, so things can change and I will update you all. But as you can see in the background of the video, I'm just, goofing around trying to understand how Chiori works, because she is one of the most or least popular characters to this date within Genshin Impact. A sleeper patch, I must say, in 4.5, but 4.6 is definitely going to cook. Now, Arlecchino, let's get the facts and let's get the the rumors and stuff out of the way. In my previous video, I was talking about and comparing how Hu Tao is basically the same, if not just Arlecchino's like Hu Tao but better. Now, what I failed to understand was some of the translations within the previous leakers were, kind of either false or they just were poorly translated. Now, does Arlecchino burn her HP like Hu Tao? Or should we say, lose HP in order to increase her attack? No, she doesn't. I'm making that very clear so you don't have any misconceptions, you have no confusions, no misunderstanding, anything. She does not burn her HP at all. But what she does do is she uses a mechanic we've had since 4.1 called Bond of Life. This is a brand new mechanic and it's actually really fun, and I love to see this because I was worried that she would have a very similar mechanic to Hu Tao, like, burn my HP, do damage, that sort of thing. She doesn't. She uses Bond of Life, which on screen basically acts as sort of a meter on your HP bar. This consumes and drains your HP, but you've got to heal in order to get rid of it, okay? But in this case, Arlecchino uses that as her resource to get Pyro Infusion, increase her damage and get Pyro damage as a whole, right? This infuses her normal attacks, her plunge attacks, and her charge attacks, right? Bond of Life is her meter, her resource, and the only way she can increase the resource she's got is by performing and doing her elemental skill. Now, her elemental skill is called All Is Ash, and she performs a dash and cleave in front of her enemies. This is an AoE attack basically, right? This marks an X, and that X literally means they are bleeding. The term used for that is Blood Debt Directive, okay? And this lasts for 30 seconds, and every 3 seconds there's 1 instance of pyro damage on the enemy. A max of 3 instances, okay? And whenever you're just putting that onto the field, you've cast it, that is your opportunity to leave Arlecchino and switch onto your supports, your DP, your sub DPSs, whatever, Your Zhongli, get his shield out. Your Xingqiu, get his burst out, so you get your Hydro ready, you get your damage reduction ready, you get your interruption resistance up. You get your Dea, use her E, you get everything, you set up your rotation, you set everything up so you can do your damage at the end. Once you've done that, you then come back to Arlecchino and you do her Q, alright? Her Q literally just gives you a little bit more of that Bond of Life resource and does Pyro AoE damage. It doesn't do anything else. That's all it does. Now, once you've done that, you go crazy, you start normal attacking, and that's everything that you need to do for Arlecchino's damage, or should we say, the attacks that you need to do with her. Now, how do I heal? She has a talent which means she cannot receive healing at all. No healing from anyone. Bennett, yo, you can't heal from his burst. You can get the attack buff, but no healing. Chevreuse, nope. Kuki, nope. Anyone else? Nope. You can't get any healing. The only way you can heal is by recasting her elemental skill. And this basically retracts the blood that is bleeding on the enemies and gives you Bond of Life back. But if you've lost any HP, say your shield has disappeared, you get HP convert, okay? So you might okay, well, I don't have a shield anymore and I'm gonna die. I need my HP back. So you recast your skill and it takes the bleed away. You heal yourself, which is nice. But This can be a bit of a problem because sometimes you don't have enough stamina or you don't have enough Bond of Life left to heal you to max HP. It doesn't heal you to 100%. It only heals the amount of Bond of Life you've got in your meter. Okay? Now, one thing to mention, this is important, right? When you do, like, you know, bleed on the enemies, and you do kill them with the bleed, you grant, and you are granted, Bond of Life, which is nice. So you've got extra resource. But there are levels to this, and as I said, you gotta let it cook. You gotta let it cook. Alright? So you got level 1 to 3. But this can change, and this can also increase the amount of damage that you do. When you absorb it, you know, to a certain level, you either absorb 20, 25, or 70% of her max HP within Bond of Life. If you go ahead and you retract it, okay? But when you do damage, I don't even see the point in saying the scalings. The scalings are up there, but it's nice damage, okay? Now, the thing that's important is Arlecchino also has interruption resistance. But the thing is, her interruption resistance isn't 100% there. Now, the catch with that is when she's in a special state, doing her pyro-infused damage, she's going crazy, you've done her burst, you're nerking and hitting and doing what you gotta do. You get 20% interruption resistance based off of the amount of attack that she has, okay? This is a cap of 1,000, by the way. Only up to 20, right? This is important. But this also means that you're gonna need a shielder, you're gonna need as much damage reduction as you can, okay? Or just dodge. Dodge meta, okay? That's basically it, alright? Now, when it comes to Arlecchino's Constellations, they are really good, but they are also not necessarily the best. I personally say they're focused on helping her with healing, helping her with damage, and just helping her with energy. Now, her C1 just literally helps with, you know, healing. It basically ignores or has a 33% chance of not consuming Arlecchino's Bond of Life, which helps with healing because obviously if you lose too much HP, it consumes you know, your Bond of Life when you're attacking, and then you convert it with your charge attack to stop and you get your HP back. Unfortunately, that is the downside if you don't have a C1, but if you've got C1, it just means you get extra healing, okay? You just get more HP if you just can't dodge, alright? Or unless you've got a terrible shield. C2 basically means, hey, you gotta cook, but you know what? We'll let you cook faster. Instead of level 1 to 3, we'll do level 2 to 3. Just make it a bit quicker, make it a bit easier. Allows you to have faster rotations, okay? And allows you to do some fun things when it comes to doing big number damage, alright? That's all it is. Again, it just gives you increased pyro damage and it gives you increased attack. But that's it. It just helps you with just doing more damage. C4 helps with her energy recharge. But the value of Bond of Life granted via her elemental burst is increased by 25% of her max HP. And when she hits an enemy with the blood debt applied to them, she will increase the directive level by 1. You must unlock the passive, which basically means that whenever you deal damage to an enemy with the blood debt, it kills them and it gives you more blood Bond of Life. You need to have that unlocked, but it just helps with, you know, energy recharge. And again, with additionally, when successful absorbing a directive, the cooldown of her elemental burst will be decreased by 2 seconds and her energy will be restored by 15 energy, which is a little bit nice, but again, it's also very, very handy. Arlecchino's C6 quite literally does a massive, crazy increase of damage when it comes to her elemental skill, burst, plunge, normal attacks, or charge attacks. And it increases her attack based off of 500% of her current life of bond percentage. And this is for 20 seconds. Now, this is really, really nice for big screenshot damage. But the question is, Do you need to get Arlecchino C0 for the looks? Do you need C0 R1 because you want the increased bond of life and increased damage because it helps synergize with her kit, her artifact set, and overall gameplay? Or are you looking to go C1 and above? Let me know down in the comments down below whether or not you're going to summon for Arlecchino.